and welcome to this video. My name is Kiki and I am a student learning front-end development. I wanted to share with you some ways that I do things because I believe that the more perspectives you get, the better you learn. I have a background in teaching and I've come to realize that for me, it's valuable to see different persons talk about the same thing to get the bigger picture. Because this teacher might explain something in this way and another teacher might explain it in another way. And together it makes my understanding better. So therefore, I'm thinking that I would share my perspective on things and how I do things. Now, there are probably a million better ways of doing this because, as I said, I'm a student and a junior, but perhaps I can give you some new knowledge or some new inspiration, or perhaps some insight of, well, okay, that's not how I would do it. And that's okay because I'm here to learn too. And if I can share something with you and make you understand something better, then that's valuable to me. So let's get started and welcome to my channel. Okay, let's get started. I'm thinking today we're going to do a basic project just to show you how I start and upload a new project. So I've opened VS Code here and I've navigated to the right folder. I've done this by open folder here. And then I just navigate to the right one. In here, I will create a new folder and I will call it Project 1. Kind of a boring name, but let's go with that for now. I will do an index.html, and I will do a folder for the CSS, and I will call it style. I will call this style.css. You can call this whatever you want, but I might also want a folder for my images if I have any, and I can use a folder if I have multiple pages, for instance, but let's do this for now. In my index, I will just start writing HTML and I will get these shortcuts here. So I press HTML5 and I will get the basic code here, starting code. I will name this the first project. And this text here is what will show in the tab of the browser. To see this in the browser, I have an extension called Live Server. Here you can find extensions and here you can search and add extensions. It's kind of stuff that you can use to, it's like different tools you can use in VS Code. And when I have Live Server, I can press Go Live here, or I can just right click and press Open with Live Server. Okay, so here I have opened up my project in my browser to see, and this is, as you can see, there's nothing here right now. We can right click, inspect, and we can see here, okay, there's a body, but there's nothing in it. So let's add some things. We will add a header here. And we will have main. And we will have a footer. Okay, so in our header, let's put navigation and UL and EV. And inside we will have a link. And right now it's not going anywhere, so we will just put it like that. Right home. And we will have perhaps about. Oops. And we will have, let's say, contact. Okay, we save, and here they are. Now, I usually do the HTML content first, and then I will style it. So we'll just do that now. Let's do an H1 and say main heading. And then we will use H2 and say subheading. And we will have a paragraph, perhaps. We will just have some lorem ipsum text here. Lorem ipsum is good to use when we just want to see how things look when we don't really have the content yet. So that is a tip. You just print in lorem and then the rest will get there. Okay, so now we have some content here, and perhaps we will have something in the footer as well. We will just write and use the small tag, and we will say by Akiya 2023. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I wanted to share with you how we can find pictures online. There are some resources where you can download free pictures. If you have like a company or so, you might not be able to use them, but just for projects like this, it's a great resource. I often use Pixabay, and you can also use, for instance, Unsplash. It's a great resource as well. But I will do it like this, and I will search for an image. Okay, let's see. We can have this one perhaps. And here it says free download, free to use in the Pixabay license, no attribution demanded. Okay, so let's download it. I will do that one, download, and I will get that here. I will just put this image here. Let's see. And I will put it in here. Paste. Okay, that didn't work. 1 minute. Let's see. I will just do it like this then. And I will navigate to the right folder here. Project one and the images here. Paste. Now I have it there. Okay. I will rename this because this is a strange name and I want the names to be descriptive. I will name this white dog. Okay. So now I will put this image here somewhere. Let's put it below the main heading. Image and source. I navigate to the right folder, and that is images and white dog. Oh, sorry. White dog. And an alt text is what you will see if you don't, if you, for instance, have a screen reader or something. White dog in a person's knee. Okay, let's see. Oh, it went really, really big, of course, because we haven't styled anything yet. In order to style, we need to link the style sheet. So I will just write link here, and then I will get all the basics, and I will navigate to the style folder and to the CSS. Okay, save. Now I will go to the CSS, and for starters, I don't want the image to be that large, so I will do with 100%. Yes, that was better. Okay, so now I would perhaps want the navigation not to look like that. I want a background color, I would say. Perhaps I will tag the header here. You can also use classes, of course. I will use background color and perhaps beige, just to show you that it can be something else. Now I want to show you this because there are some default stylings in the browser, and for instance, you can see that there's a margin here for the body. I normally don't want these default stylings, so you could just you can use some style sheets like normalize.css or reset.css, but you can also do this. I use a star to show that I want to tag everything, and I can do this margin 0. Save, then it will go away. But as you can see, all the margins disappeared. So it depends on what you are looking for. I often use this margin 0 and padding 0 because then I can set everything for myself. But we could also just do body and do margin 0 and remove this. Now I do want to do this box sizing border box, and that is because I want the styling to be okay, like this. If you don't have this and you have content that is 100% and then you add some margin, for instance, then the content can go outside of your screen. But if you have border box and you have 100% and add margin, then the content will shrink, so it will fit even if it's larger. So that's a tip for you. Okay, now we still have the margin here, and perhaps that is the, no, let's see, it's still the body. Let's see here what's going on. Okay, we can't see there what's going on really. Let's see, it's the header, no margin there, no margin there. Okay, I think I will do this anyways, margin 0 and padding 0. Because then I can control it myself where I want the content to be. There we go. And now in my header, I might want some padding, so it won't be as, and I will use 2 rem there. And then I will use my, tag my UL, and I want it to be, let's see, list style type none to remove the dots. Okay, and I want the list to be in a row instead of a column, so I will use display flex, and I will use justify content and space around, I think. Okay, that looks better. I also want it to be text transform uppercase, so it looks a bit better, and perhaps font weight 700. Okay, better. Okay, so now I want to remove the underscore here, but if I do that here in the UL, it won't do anything. Text decoration none, because it's the links that are styled, so I have to tag them. So I will tag the links, and I will do text decoration none. There, now they're gone. And perhaps I want another color, let's say brown, perhaps. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this looks kind of good. What if I were to press this together like this? If I would make the screen smaller, then it wouldn't look that good. So to fix that, I want to do here where I have display flex, I will have flex wrap and wrap, because that means that if the content is too small, then it will be on the next row. Okay, so that looks better. I also want some padding or some margin around my leave elements. So let's say padding 0.5 rem. Okay, that looks better. Great. Now this doesn't look very good. It's right until the to the sides. So perhaps I would want some margin or padding there. But what if I want the image to go to the sides? Because I could do this. I could just tag the main and do padding 1 rem, for instance. Then I will get some space here on the sides. But perhaps I want the image to go to the go all the way. So then I can't do this. Then I can tag all those other things. I could do the H1 and the H2. I will separate them with a comma here. H2 and the paragraph. And I will do padding 1 rem. Okay, that's better. Now I will have some padding here and some here and some here, but I won't have it here. And then the footer. I want that to be the same background color as before, and that was beige, I think. Yes, and I want this to be at least 20 VH. VH is viewport height. It means that it's 20% of the height of the screen. Not 20, perhaps 10. Okay. I don't have to use mean height like this. I could just do the tag the small and do padding instead. Padding 3 rem, for instance. And I can remove this because then it still will be. Okay, no, it didn't. I will have to do it like this. Footer small. No, it doesn't work. Okay. Perhaps not padding, perhaps margin instead. Let's test it. No, because some of the elements are harder to style than others. But we can get around that, I think, by using a class. Class small text. Let's see. We'll see if it works. Small text. When I'm tagging a class, I'm doing it with a dot in front of it. It still didn't work. Okay, so it doesn't work to style this like this. Perhaps we can not use the small, we use the P instead. Then it should work, yes. This is kind of how I do things all the time. I test and see, okay, this didn't work and this didn't go the way I wanted to. So I will do it some other way. Now I have some padding and I want to have it in the middle. Text align, center. There. And I want the font size to be smaller. You can use this, for instance, but you can also, of course, use a measurement like 0.75 rem. That would be the same result. And I want text, no, font style, and I want it to be font weight 600 or something. Yeah, okay, not the prettiest, but let's have it that way. Now, right now the font is Times New Roman. If I want to change this, I can either go to, for instance, Google Fonts and import something, but there are also some fonts that are already that you can get right here. And let's see, body, and we'll say font family. And here you can see you have some families that you can use. Okay, so we use this instead. You know, I know that this is not a great design, but it's just to show an example. I also wanted to show you that you can change stuff directly in here. So, okay, perhaps I want to change the line height of this paragraph. So I will just write it here, line height, and perhaps I want to use 1 rem. Okay, so that wasn't very pretty. Let's do a bit more, 1.5, 1.75 perhaps. Yeah, maybe. Now this doesn't change anything here in the code, so if I just refresh, then it will be the same. But it's a good way of you know, trying out and looking, okay, does this look good or does this look good? So I often use this just to see that it will be placed in the right place. So 1.5 rem line height, and I want to use that on my paragraph. Now, if I use it here, then it will be on my headings too, and let's see how that looks. Line height 1.35 rem, and save. Yeah, okay, it's okay. Let's do some more on my H1, so that will be a bit larger line height. Let's do 2 rem. 2.5 perhaps. Let's see if it makes any difference at all. Okay, it really didn't. Let's see. I can also try it like this to see. Okay, it does make a difference, but it's a bit too. Okay, let's do it like this. Okay, so here we have a basic page. Now I want to upload this to my GitHub. And to do that, I will go to my GitHub. Here, GitHub. My name is Akikia. Almost everywhere. I go to repositories, create a new, and let's call this project 1. Oh no, I already had a project 1. Project number 1. Okay. I can choose to make it public so everyone can see, or I can make it private. But I will choose to do it publicly now. Create repository. Here it says kind of everything I need to know. So I would use git bash. And to do that, I can just navigate to the folder I want to be in. This is my project 1. So, okay, here's where I want to be. I want to right click and do git bash here. You need to install git bash to be able to do this, I think. Let's close that one. Okay, so this is git bash. You can do this in other ways too. You can use VS Code, or you can use GitHub desktop or something like that. But I often use this. So when I do a new project, I do git init like that to initialize the project. Then I do git add to add the changes I've done. Then git commit. First commit. Oops. Then I can watch here. Okay, I've done git commit. I didn't add a readme because I didn't think it was necessary. You can do that if you want. Git commit. Git branch main, this is if you want to change your direction from master to main. I don't really see the point yet, so I will just be stuck in master for now. This is to connect my local project with the repo here on GitHub. So I will just copy this and paste it here. And then I will do this last one, git push you and master, because I want it to be in master. Okay, something. Oh, I forgot to write origin. Git push you origin master. Okay, so now this is finished. Now I can press my project here, and I will see the things that I have uploaded here. And now if I were to do any changes here, let's say that I wanted to change the, okay, let's just change the background to something else. Here, background color blue, perhaps. Okay, you see there's a bit of a change here. And I have saved it. So now I go to my Git bash. Let's see, I will do the right one. No, that one, sorry. This one. Project one. If you have more than one, then you Git bash terminals open. You have to make sure you're in the right one. So, okay. Now I want to add my changes. Git add. I use the dot because that means all the changes. You can also just write a single file here, but I always use the dot to make sure I get everything. Git commit. Here I write a commit message. Right now we'll just change the background, so we'll just write that. Change background. Just to keep track of what it is I've been changing. And then git push. And now that's done. And then I can look here. Let's refresh. And okay, change background. My changes were pushed. So if I want to, I can see the code here. I can see exactly what I've done. So here I can see the background is changed. Okay, so that was just a quick introduction of how I do when I start up a new project and how I'm thinking when I'm doing the project. I will go into more stuff in later videos. For instance, how I use Sass and perhaps some JavaScript and eventually some React too. But for now, this was my first video and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye!